spoke about that he shouldn't have. Because it's a time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing.
I'm out to try to fool you. And the Dum Dum of the Day award goes to Manny Pacquiao.
Look, I'm one of those people that said, you know what? Manny Pacquiao should retire. But it's not because he's old. It's because he got nothing left to prove.
Floyd Mayweather has never shied away from speaking his mind, especially when it comes to longtime rival Manny Pacquiao. After new training footage emerged showing the 46-year-old Pacquiao hitting the mitts and flashing glimpses of his trademark speed, Mayweather didn't hold back. He looked slow, the undefeated boxing legend commented, reigniting debate among fans about whether the Filipino icon still has what it takes. With rumors of an exhibition match or a potential comeback bout gaining traction, Mayweather's blunt remark has only added more fuel to the fire.
Manny Pacquiao is negotiating with Barios to fight at 147. No tears. I haven't heard one tear. So guess what? Since we know that Mario Barios and Manny Pacquiao has been in serious negotiations, let me ask you, is it a good fight? Mario Barios versus Tank Davis at 147. Yes, it is. That fight was a struggle, and if Mario Barios wasn't weight trained with the rehydration clause at 140, think about 147, Tank going up from 135 to 147. Yeah, y'all know, shoe program. Because Mario Barios was winning every round leading up right before he got knocked down. You fight Mario Barios at 147, it may be a different story. I'm not saying that Mario Barios wins. I'm saying that Mario Barios is more comfortable at 147, way bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis. Was he 5'10", 5'11"? All right, Gervonta Tank Davis never only fought at 140 once, never fought at 147. Move up from 135 to 147. Y'all know it's a tough fight.
To truly grasp the weight of Mayweather's recent comment, it's important to revisit the storied and often tense history between these two boxing legends. Throughout the 2000s and early 2010s, both fighters dominated the sport. Pacquiao known for his explosive punching power and relentless pace, while Mayweather built his reputation on elusive defense and razor-sharp ring IQ. Their long-awaited clash finally happened on May 2nd, 2015, after years of failed negotiations. Dubbed the fight of the century, the bout fell short of some fans' expectations due to its strategic, less action-packed nature. Mayweather emerged victorious by unanimous decision, maintaining his perfect record and proving that Pacquiao couldn't crack his defensive code. Even after the fight, the rivalry simmered. Pacquiao cited a shoulder injury as a factor in his performance, while Mayweather often dismissed the claim, mocking the excuse in public appearances. Over the years, both have teased a rematch, but despite the buzz, nothing concrete has come to fruition.
What caused it?
He was holding, so he wouldn't stop. Oh, Floyd was boxing him up. Yeah, so Floyd is just piecing him up. So Floyd, even at 46, he's the greatest of all time, and this kid is really an MMA fighter. He's a tough guy. He caught Floyd a couple times with some little shots, but mostly he's just getting boxed up, right? Boxed up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. But he was holding on quite a bit and wouldn't let go and was trying to hold and clinch and hit, which is something right here, which is something you can do in MMA. So he's protecting himself from Floyd, but he's not letting go. And so Kenny Bayless gets tired of him not listening and not letting go, and he pushes him off and he says, that's it, I'm stopping this fight. That's it. You won't listen to me, I am calling this fight. So he goes crazy and gets away from Kenny Bayless and just starts wailing punches at Floyd. Look at Floyd catches him with a counter right there. Bang!
You fought against Manny Pacquiao, you fought against Floyd Mayweather. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest puncher, what would you rate both fighters?
We all know that Mayweather is not known for a big punch. It stings, it stings, yes. I would have to say they're about the same. It's funny because I didn't feel Pacquiao's punch. I didn't do anything to me, so I didn't really feel his punch. We punch the same. The only difference is that Pacquiao has the ability to really maybe knock you out, but he's got to land that perfect punch. And Pacquiao's more of a, he doesn't have that good timing like Mayweather. What about speed? Speed, it's different. It's different speed because Mayweather is a guy who one fast shot, boom. Pacquiao is. He'll throw 4, 5, 6, 7 punches and fast. I think both guys might be the same. Pacquiao.
In April 2025, footage surfaced on social media of Manny Pacquiao back in action at Wildcard Gym in Los Angeles, training under the watchful eye of longtime coach Freddie Roach. The video showed the 46-year-old boxing icon hitting the mitts, working the speed bag, and performing sharp footwork drills. Despite his age, Pacquiao looked impressively sharp, firing off rapid combinations and showcasing reflexes that would put many younger fighters to shame. Fans and boxing analysts alike were quick to praise his conditioning, with many remarking that he seemed ageless and still a legitimate threat in the ring. But not everyone was impressed. When the clip was shown to Floyd Mayweather during a promotional event, he responded with a smirk and a dismissive jab. He looked slow. That ain't the same Manny. For those familiar with Mayweather's personality, the cold assessment was typical. He's built a reputation for downplaying opponents, whether to stir controversy or assert his dominance. But when it comes to Pacquiao, the rivalry goes beyond the usual mind games. It's not just professional, it's deeply personal. Now, Pacquiao is preparing for a stunning return to the ring, announcing that he will challenge Mario Barios for the WBC welterweight title in July 2025. It marks a full-circle moment in a historic career. The legendary Filipino, who became the sport's only 8-division world champion, won his first world title back in 1998 when he knocked out Chache Sasical to claim the WBC flyweight belt. After retiring in 2021 following a unanimous decision loss to Gibbons, Pacquiao's comeback has reignited excitement and debate throughout the boxing world.
What's the next fight you're working?
You're not working now.
Where? Oh, you're going to New York? No. I'm saying. You know, I told them he's one of the main coaches here, and they said, why is Robert Gardner a coach? They thought he was the guy. No, I'm serious. Someone thought that you were the Gardner guy.
Blas?
Yeah, no, someone seriously, one of the boxing reporters. No, Blas. I said, no, he's not. Yeah, of course, he's a legend. Where is he? The firefighter. Because they saw the videos, they got confused. Oh, Mikey's here. Who's the guy with Mikey? Who's the guy with Mikey? Okay, really quick. Manny Pacquiao. It looks like you fight Barios July 19th. Who wins?
Mario Barios has quickly emerged as a force in the welterweight division, capturing the WBC welterweight title and setting the stage for a high-stakes showdown with boxing legend Manny Pacquiao. Barios earned the interim title in dominant fashion, defeating Gibbons in September 2023 with 2 knockdowns and a unanimous decision victory. A significant when given Gibbons had previously handed Pacquiao his final professional loss in 2021 when Terrence Crawford vacated the WBC title after moving up to the super welterweight division. Barios was elevated to full champion status. Since then, he has expressed nothing but respect and excitement at the possibility of facing Pacquiao. I'm very excited at the possibility of this fight being made, Barios said. Manny Pacquiao is a future Hall of Famer, a legend, and someone I looked up to growing up. To share the ring with him would be an honor and a dream come true. Now 46, Pacquiao is mounting an ambitious comeback after a 4-year hiatus, aiming to reclaim a world title and add one more triumphant chapter to his illustrious career. While some question whether he can keep up with the sport's physical demands at his age, Pacquiao remains confident, pointing to his 2019 victory over then-unbeaten Keith Thurman as proof of his enduring capabilities. The matchup between Barios and Pacquiao is shaping up as a classic clash of youth versus experience. For Barios, it's a chance to validate his title reign and prove he belongs among boxing's elite. For Pacquiao, it's an opportunity to defy Father Time and solidify his legacy even further. The fight has generated significant buzz across the boxing world. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has voiced strong support for the bout, emphasizing Pacquiao's legendary status and the history of champions making successful returns. I do like the idea very much, Suleiman said. I think Pacquiao can beat any fighter or be competitive with any fighter today. Pacquiao's longtime advisor, Shawn Gibbons, echoed that sentiment, calling Barios the perfect fighter for Manny. He described the matchup as a 50-50 fight, but one that is very winnable for Pacquiao, citing Barrios' style as a potential advantage for the veteran.
We have Shawn Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man advisor, head of MP Promotions. Shawn, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer and the update around the potential matchup of Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on 28th in Japan. So, you don't want to really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios. We've talked about Conor Ben, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England. We could have done it in the US. We could have done it in Riyadh season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever many years ago was a WBC belt. So I think it would have been a great story and a very winnable fight for Manny. So again, over the next month or so, we'll either be able to make these fights or we won't. That is definitely on the target.
Some viewed Floyd Mayweather's recent jab at Manny Pacquiao as more than just a critique. It was seen by many as a sign of insecurity, a calculated attempt to preserve his legacy by downplaying Pacquiao's resurgence. Others, however, saw it as a fair and honest assessment. After all, at 46, no fighter moves the way they did in their prime. Former world champion Timothy Bradley offered a balanced take, stating, "Look, Floyd's not wrong. Manny has lost a step, but he's still better than most active fighters." Mayweather has comfortably remained in retirement, resurfacing only for lucrative exhibition bouts against influencers and MMA fighters. Pacquiao, on the other hand, took a different path. After his 2021 loss to Dennis Hugas, he stepped away from boxing to focus on his political career in the Philippines. But now, with footage of him back in training surfacing online, talk of a comeback has reignited, whether it be a serious competitive return or a money-spinning exhibition. Physically, Pacquiao's body is held up far better than most would expect. Known for his clean lifestyle and legendary discipline, he remains in elite shape. Still, age is undefeated, reflexes dull, and recovery takes longer. The recent training clips, combined with Mayweather's dismissive comments, have once again fueled speculation about a potential rematch between the two. That the idea isn't new. In 2018, the two legends met at a music festival in Tokyo and teased fans with a now infamous face-off video. While Mayweather has publicly downplayed the possibility since then, the financial allure of a rematch is undeniable. Their first bout in 2015 generated over $600 million in revenue. Even in their 40s, a second fight, if marketed properly, could be a blockbuster, especially if framed as two legends one last time. Sources close to Pacquiao claim he's open to the idea, particularly if the fight takes place in the Middle East or Asia, where his fan base is massive and loyal. Mayweather, ever the savvy businessman, would likely consider it if the financials make sense and the risks are minimal.
We have a chance to have a rematch.
Of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would.
I can say that more option than compared to the first one, because the first one, we know the fact that I have injury in my shoulders.
There's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather.
He's older than
when we talk about Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer. But nobody has the remedy on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. Where Manny had a great career, but boxing retired Manny. Manny didn't retire from boxing.
I'm still young, so what I have done and accomplished in boxing, I think it's one of a kind, because to get a different weight division is not that easy.
Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao's legendary trainer, didn't hold back when responding to Floyd Mayweather's jab. In a recent interview, Roach said, "Floyd can say what he wants. He's earned that right. But I see Manny every day in the gym. Is he as fast as he was at 25? No, but he's smarter, more efficient, and still a nightmare for most fighters." Roach also offered insight into Pacquiao's future, hinting that while chasing another world title may not be the goal, options are still wide open. Exhibitions, charity bouts, maybe even a fun fight in Saudi or Dubai. Everything's on the table. The intense reaction to both Pacquiao's training footage and Mayweather's comment reflects boxing's complicated relationship with aging. While other sports often celebrate longevity, boxing tends to treat older fighters with skepticism, citing concerns about health and performance. Yet in recent years, the sport has seen a noticeable shift. Fans are flocking to watch aging legends return, especially in exhibition formats that emphasize entertainment over risk. One of the most successful examples was Mike Tyson's 2020 exhibition against Roy Jones Jr. Despite both fighters being well past their primes, the event attracted millions of viewers and proved that nostalgia is still a powerful draw. Oscar de la Hoya's 2021 comeback attempt, though ultimately derailed by COVID-19 complications, also generated substantial buzz. Even Evander Holyfield stepped back into the ring at 58, though the backlash over his performance raised serious concerns about regulation and fighter safety. These events underscore a clear trend. Boxing audiences still crave the drama, personality, and presence of its iconic figures. Nostalgia sells, especially when it's backed by a compelling narrative or unresolved rivalry. In Pacquiao's case, both the story and the star power are undeniably there. Whether it's a high-profile exhibition, a charity showcase, or even one final mega fight, the appetite is real, and Roach, along with many fans, believes the legend still has something left to give.
Have you seen the Mike Tyson
He's
video?
like 65. What?
Yes. You haven't seen? Dude.
No.
Oh, get ready for this, because he looks fucking sensational. Look at this.
Right.
You need his volume so you can hear this, too. I mean, what in the
Oh my God. Oh my
He
God.
said on the podcast he didn't want to work out again because his ego would get fired up again. He said that in his post that my ego had been reignited. He gave a statement about it saying that like his ego has been reignited.
Ah, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for us.
He said something about how the gods of war have brought him out again. It was like really heavy duty. I think it's real recent.
Wow.
Floyd Mayweather has suggested that Manny Pacquiao's potential return to the ring might be driven more by financial motives than competitive ambition, a narrative not uncommon among retired fighters. For many boxers, the transition to post-ring life can be turbulent, marked by inconsistent income and limited financial planning. While Mayweather and Pacquiao have both earned massive purses over their careers, history shows that even the highest-paid fighters can find themselves struggling once the spotlight fades. Still, Mayweather didn't dismiss Pacquiao's ability entirely. Despite his blunt assessment of Manny's speed, he acknowledged that the 46-year-old still possesses skills that eclipse those of many younger contenders. Pacquiao's experience, awkward angles, and relentless pace remain difficult for any opponent to handle, though the risks of returning at his age, particularly against a younger champion like Mario Barios, are significant. The World Boxing Council's approval of Pacquiao's comeback under its rule allowing notable former champions to request title shots has reignited debate about aging fighters returning to elite competition. While the romance of one last run is compelling, the physical toll and long-term health risks cannot be ignored. That Mayweather's comments toe a line between respect and caution. On one hand, they recognize Pacquiao's greatness. On the other, they hint at a recurring problem in boxing: financial instability forcing comebacks. Unlike team sports with union protections, boxing is largely unregulated when it comes to earnings, retirement support, and long-term care. A recent study found that even active fighters participating in 4 8-round fights per year might only gross around $28,000. And that's before deducting expenses like trainers, managers, and training camps. In many cases, fighters earn less than minimum wage. This issue affects even icons. Mike Tyson famously earned over $300 million in his career, yet filed for bankruptcy in 2003. Joe Louis suffered a similar fate, despite being one of the most beloved champions of all time. These financial pitfalls aren't always caused by recklessness. Often, they stem from the lack of infrastructure to support fighters after retirement. The IN response, organizations like Ring 10, founded by former fighter Matt Farrago, have stepped in to provide aid and community support for ex-boxers in need. But these efforts, while noble, are band-aids on a systemic problem. The sport needs reform, standardized minimum purses, financial education for fighters, and real post-career support mechanisms. Pacquiao's comeback shines a spotlight on both the glory and the cracks in boxing's foundation. As fans rally behind the possibility of one last historic run, the deeper conversation about what happens to fighters after the bell rings is more relevant than ever.
I'm broke, so I need to fight.
How much UFC fighters actually make? The average UFC fighter made $160,022 in 2021, with 42% of fighters making six figures or up. The UFC basically has three payout tiers, the lowest tier ranging from $10,000 to $30,000, the mid tier ranging from $80,000 to $250,000, and the high tier ranging from $500,000 to $3 million per fight. Keep in mind that the pay structure is 50% to show up and 50% to win, so in the lowest tier getting $10,000 to show up and $10,000 to win. And you also have the potential to win a $50,000 bonus depending on your performance.
50 G's, 50 G's.
60 G's, baby! But even if you made the $160,000 average, fighters have a lot of expenses between the gym, management, taxes, coaching, medicals, and more.
60% of my money is already gone.
That means that 50 to 60% of your $160,000 can be gone just like that, which really reveals
Manny Pacquiao's upcoming clash with Mario Barrios is more than just another title fight. It's a high-stakes, cross-generational event that speaks to the heart of boxing's timeless appeal. At 46, Pacquiao isn't just chasing belts. He's chasing legacy, relevance, and perhaps even a personal sense of unfinished business. His return to challenge for the WBC welterweight title doesn't merely highlight his remarkable longevity. It reaffirms his place as one of boxing's most resilient and beloved figures. The fight has already sparked heated conversations across the boxing world, reigniting debates about age, greatness, and whether experience can still outmatch youth. For Barios, it's a chance to dethrone a living legend. For Pacquiao, it's a chance to complete a full-circle journey that began with his WBC flyweight title win back in 1998, with streaming giants like Netflix or Amazon Prime reportedly eyeing the bout for broadcast. The fight may also become one of the most accessible and widely viewed events in Pacquiao's career. This type of platform not only reintroduces him to a new generation, but also positions the sport itself for broader digital era exposure. In many ways, the Pacquiao-Barrios fight is symbolic. It's where nostalgia meets now. It's a story of legacy, hunger, and the kind of risk that only legends are willing to take. Whether win or lose, Pacquiao's presence in the ring continues to elevate boxing, not just as a sport, but as a narrative art form.
And of course, we don't want permanent injury po kahit kanino, kahit po kay Ann po, but I want him to be knocked out. But the reason why I wanted that to happen is that if Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign and a marketing for him when he returned to boxing.
What do you think about Manny Pacquiao stepping back into the ring at 46 to challenge Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title? Is this the stuff of a legendary comeback or a dangerous gamble from a fighter past his prime? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk boxing.